That's right back, Charlie. That's right.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, bro. Come on.
Because you always use that active red line defending. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, bro. Come on.
Hey, whoa. 1 sec, people. What the hell is going on here, boy? My green screen is not looking as it's not the best, but it's definitely not this bad. The hell is going on here? What is all this about? You know, what's all this about? I haven't used this in a hot minute. I haven't used this in a hot minute. Why am I looking like this? Why am I 1 sec, people? Why am I looking like this? Where's the clock? Why am I looking like this? I can't look like this. I didn't wake up like that. All right, cool. That's hey. It's not the best, but I'm definitely looking. You see the chocolate skin, the melanin. I'm looking a bit all right now. I'm looking all right. It's Monday, so allow me, people. People deluded. I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in on a serious note. Hope you're all optimistic. The Premier League is back this week. All or nothing is out. Obviously, we're riding high off the Emirates Cup. Gabriel's hat trick. It's lovely to see a player who can score a hat trick. It's lovely to see a player who can run in behind. It's lovely to see a player that can do everything, really. Gabriel's is intelligent. 1-2's got techers, instinctive finishes. Sometimes the less glamorous scraps. It's lovely to see in it, obviously, and not just him, a bag of others. Shout out to Bukayo Saka bagging the penalty as well. It only matters when it's in an Arsenal shirt, Bon Babylon and them things there. So yeah, everything's happening in the Emirates Cup. We've got a bit of optimism going into the week. Obviously, we got the Premier League this week, which for football fans is good. Those of you that were here, appreciative to that, because we obviously watched the Community Shield. So it is what it is. I hope everyone had a fantastic week last week. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Hope this week is filled with an abundance of riches. Hope you lot achieve whatever goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, aspirations, all of those things you lot got, overcoming hardship. And if I didn't make clear, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, in some cases, good night. It seems like the summer transfer window's taking a bit of hit. There is Paqueta and Telemans and all these guys in the back burners, but we were told the club was focusing a bit more on outgoings, and as you can see, Hector Bellerin, Leno, these sort of players, they're linked with moves away. 200 likes, we get into the transfer rumours, people. But yeah, it is what it is, man. Smash the like button, folks. I ain't even done that. 200 likes. Target for transfer news. Ooh. Bro, it's not even how you spell transfers. Where's my Twitch link as well? Can't lie, I had a great weekend, man. I had a very great weekend, people. And I'm slightly feeling the effects of it. But it's all good, man. 4:30 foot manager. I can feel the Henny filtering out of my system right now. I cannot lie, man. Cannot even lie, but we do it for the cause, man. Get your questions, talking points, all of these sort of things in, people. Feel no sort of way. Reeks, I appreciate that. We're back again, broski. Good morning, my brother. I hope you have a fantastic week with several Cali breaks. Cali as in California, the state in America, my dude, man. Come on, shout out you lot, man. The ghost of DG is turned up. Come on, nah, I'm still alive and kicking, The good die young, I'm gonna be here forever. I'm a bastard still, but it is what it is. Shout out the Americans locked in. We got Cali, we got we got everyone in the building, not just America, but shout out to the South Bend in Indiana. And you've said 5 games, 15 points in the bag. I hope so, bro. I hope so. But Arsenal's opening games are a bit collapsed still. Let's take every game as it comes, I'm off the positive Kool-Aid. If you ask me right now, us versus Crystal Palace, what's happening? Less than that. It's not going to be what it normally is. Gabriel Jesus is scoring. It's going to be wavy, 2-3-1, but I don't know. So let's just deal with Crystal Palace, and then whoever the next week, we need a points tally. Again, for me, I just want the boys to think about why you dropped points last season. There's many reasons, and there's many reasons as to why maybe we didn't start last season away at Brentford in the way we would have liked to. Against Chelsea and City, we probably were going to lose those games, but you get the point. You know, let's start the season better. Let's manage the January period a bit better. When it gets to that crunch time, you know, where it's April, May, where all your hard work could either be for nothing or, you know, it wasn't in vain, we crumbled. So we need to look at that. We need to start the season better. If I'm honest with you, again, people, hit the like button. Just, you know, shout out Davey for getting that in. It's a good way to get my creative juices flowing, man, and get me back into live stream mode. But obviously, you know, Emirates Cup 6-0 business. Aston Villa, and let's say United, that's, you know, that's first six games. We need a points tally. I do think 15 or so would be good. Now, football is a very beautiful game in the sense of, you know, it doesn't matter how much money your players cost and all these things. 9 times out of 10, if you've got better players, you're more likely to win a game of football. But it's not that. So we can't just be looking at teams and saying we beat them, we this and that. You know, Bournemouth away is going to be tricky probably for us, Chelsea, and a number of sides. But if we're honest with ourselves, forget what everybody's doing, you know, forget what other people have or haven't got. Let's just focus on improving ourselves and righting the wrongs of last year. Big up Vieira and Crystal Palace, and hopefully you do a madness this season. Obviously, Patrick Vieira's an Arsenal man. He's one of the only black managers in the game, and I would like to see him do very well. And to be honest, last season people were talking like it was a shoo-in that Palace went down. Less of that, though. We need to not let him get 4 points off us, really. We need to beat Palace. Palace away, we've struggled. Palace home and away has been a struggle. You know, you look at Man United away, Everton away, Crystal Palace at home. What did those 3 games have in common? We took the lead and failed to walk away with victory. You know, I'm a bit harsh, but that also happened when City came to the Emirates. I'm being very harsh, but when you take the leads in games, you need to be able to see it through to the end, really. And we didn't have too many draws. It was literally all or nothing. Sometimes things go wrong. You have to be able to say, you know what, this isn't our day. We walk away with a point, or we win games that we don't lose, that we deserve to lose. And I think when you got a striker who, by God's grace, and Gabriel Jesus can get you 15, 20 plus on the map, that's what it buys it. That's what it buys into. Look at Ronaldo at United. If take away some of his goals, what's going to happen there, really? So we need, if we're honest with ourselves, you need 3 points from Crystal Palace. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what Leicester are or aren't doing in the transfer market. You need 3 points there. You know, it looks like they're a mess. I don't think they're going down and getting relegated, but I think them, Southampton, all the 3 promoted clubs, probably Leeds off the back of last year, Everton as well off the back of last year. I think like last year, there could be a couple of teams fighting in amongst there. Leicester might be one of them if they don't get a move on. They're losing Kasper Schmeichel. They haven't really patterned up the partnerships of what Johnny Evans used to give them, Wes Morgan and Hoof, and you're hearing they're being impacted by not being, you need to sell before you can bring in. You need to be moving to them. I'm not going to lie. You need to be grabbing 3 points off Leicester. You need 6 points from the first 2 games. Bournemouth away games tax, probably tricky. It's a small stadium. It is a bit iffy, but you need to be targeting 9 points. Again, like last season, our home form was good, so I need us to stand up at home. You know, I don't think things happen, but this club and these players, bro, no one dropped points until we butt United. And I'm not saying I want to, but Old Trafford, another ground that we haven't won at too many times. It's the social media derby. It's a top 6 game. You can kind of get away with that sort of thing. You need to give yourself a good platform. August, there should be no else. Like I said, there should be. What happens in football is different. August should be unbeaten month if we're serious. September is brazy as well. Man United away, Everton at home. Again, Lampard don't like us. Brentford away, I want revenge. Tottenham Hotspur 12:30 kickoff. I can't lie, set up for the Haaland Demons, Saka and Smith Rowe to pattern that. I hope they pattern that. But bro, look at it. Liverpool, you know, October. Look at this. This is a raw. Swear down this the fixture list. October's a bit brazy, people. I can't cap raw. Damn. North London derby, then Liverpool the next week. Then you got to go to Ellen Road, who may or may not be a different team under Jesse March. City, I think that's realistically, Arsenal fans, we hope for the best, but that one there's somewhat a write-off. Smash the like button, people. Southampton away, bro. We need to move to them. As much as that Southampton's an Arsenal bogey team, and all our bogey teams, we struggled at Palace, Southampton, Brighton. We struggled, really. Man United away, you know, Southampton away, you need to move to them. Nottingham Forest, you need to move to them. Stamford Bridge dance floor service needs to resume. So it's crazy. And then obviously I'm sure there's meant to be a delay. Where's the cutoff point for the World Cup? I don't know, but no, let's just deal with what's in front of us, innit? And what's in front of us right now is Crystal Palace, and then August. I can't lie. You need full points. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Bro, I can't lie. 15 points. Obviously, something booky happens. You know, we could write off something, but you should be aiming for 15 points. Respectfully, bro, you need to be brushing aside Fulham. You need to be moving to Aston Villa. I know they think we're age mates and that, but you need to be moving to them. Bournemouth, you need to be moving to them. Don't get it twisted. If I'm any of these teams, I fancy Arsenal. Because of the young team and things, I fancy it, you know, but we need to be on some ferocious stuff. Not we were doing well for 20 minutes, take the lead, smell blood, kill off games, really. Because sooner or later, they October when we get there. Fortunately, we're in August right now, man. Smash the like button. So, yeah, man, we need to be targeting some serious points in that regards, man. What was I calling this? Sorry, bros and ladies out there. What was I going to call this? How many points from August PL games? Let's just call it that, man. Shout out, Mac. Shout out, you lot, man. Appreciative to you lot. Of course, we're live, man. Stop daydreaming about what Jesus will do in the league and join us, DG. I hear that. Shout out to the women's team. They obviously brought it home. Shout out to them, man. Things of dreams. Shout out to the Arsenal ones involved. I don't want Paqueta coming to us if he was really thinking about joining the man them down the road. To be fair, Champions League, Conte, money, London aspect. I hear it, man. Took my boy to see the United friendly 1-1 and the difference. Oh my God, they ain't ready at all day and night compared to our lads. I mean, my man's just walked in. You know, it takes a while. In the same way United didn't overnight, they didn't wake up and they're far away from Liverpool and City. That there was conscious efforts or lack of efforts to get them there. It takes forever to promote good habits and most importantly, discipline. Look out to make real life standing changes in your lives, mine as well. It takes forever, innit? I look at United and Ten Hag a bit about like what's going on with Arsenal. He needs to get his squad of his own players. He needs to flush some people out. He needs to bring some people in. He needs to promote good habits. And again, thinking when I do look at United, they do look more coordinated with the press. There is more triangles and that. There's probably going to be a bit of that naive thing from Ten Hag, and that obviously a bit like Arteta in that he knows certain men are not levels, but he's going to give certain men a chance, and then he's going to get reminded why. But yeah, man, that's year one of their project, if you could say that, or you couldn't even say that. Like it's an Arteta thing to a degree. Ten Hag 30. Those that understand football understand where I'm going with that. Alexis regen. I wouldn't say Alexis regen, but I haven't felt excited about a player like I did about Gabriel Jesus in a long time. I'd say of recent years, probably Aubameyang. I was gassed when we got Odegaard, but you can just tell Jesus is a maverick. I want to, obviously his name's Jesus, whatever. We can make many puns. I want to go away from that, but he is a bit of a savior, a talisman, someone that you can look through in moments. Alexis Sanchez was completely different. He was obviously a better player than what Jesus is right now. He was more established, but he was electrifying. He had a great final ball on him, fantastic skillers, goals. You just felt something could happen. You just felt you could get back in games. And not quite to Alexis's standard, but I feel that way about Gabriel Jesus, same way. So I'm with you with that. He can't do it alone. I do think at Arsenal, we always look at whether in it's attacker, defender, midfielder, guy off the field, manager. We always look at one guy to somewhat save our club and things. It's got to be a collective effort, and we're getting some like-minded folk. Fabio Vieira's won a league title with Porto. I'm not saying he's gonna do a Mazza, but there's a mentality there. Last year, I thought we brought in players of a decent ilk. Odegaard's become our captain, and again sums that up. Jesus is there. The Halem boys believing that they can make a difference in their own way. Again, it's very volatile. Right now, we're riding high, but as you've seen, sometimes we've gone on a poor run of form and we haven't been playing bad as much as it is. Sometimes we've gone on a poor run of form and we have looked like such. Equally, some of them same players that couldn't kick a ball 5 yards when we're winning games, they're looking like Xavi in that. So there are going to be better and worse periods in the season. Things are going to go wrong at times, but we need to keep that level-headedness. Don't think we're too good when things are going right. Don't think we're rubbish when things are going wrong. There's many twists and turns, bumps and bruises. Last season, according to the months, there was months. Martinelli was the guy. Saka was the guy throughout. Lacazette got his way in. Aubameyang got his way back into the team at a point. Eddie eventually got a chance. There was times Smith Rowe and Odegaard could not play together. Times they could. times one needed to be dropped, times others, you know, times where Ben White was really the one shining in defense, Gabriel the same. There was a period early on last season where Tierney and Ramsdale were doing well, when Tomiyasu the same, and like you saw, when some man pick up form, other people drop. We need a squad, really and truly. You know, all the clubs above us, it would look a bit different if you was just relying on one man. You know, certain man got Cristiano Ronaldo, certain man got Lionel Messi. They're not just relying on that, really. So there's a lot we can do. There's a long way for us to go. But, you know, we've started pre-season well, man. Obviously, you know, we got 3 clean sheets from 6 games. You know, the negatives, or not the negatives, things to work on. As I said, the mentality, the game management. There has been times I look at Nuremberg, I look at Ipswich, I look at Orlando, different team out there. When the 30 guys, sorry for the drillers out there, people. When the 30 guys played against Orlando, it was a different story. But there has been them little brain farts there, even against Chelsea and our last game against Sevilla. Minimal, but there was them little brain farts. And that's something that's going to be here, you know, really. So yeah, I do. Sometimes I think we've given away clean sheets too easily, and that's something that, despite the fact we finished 5th for clean sheets last year, we need to build upon. Until this club changes its whole mentality towards defending, we're not going to get there. And I think where the way Jesus plays, we all know Odegaard likes to press. You are seeing a lot better structured press and organized press with these players now. Hopefully that continues. I like that. I like the feel good factor. I like how all of the players, even young Marquinhos, who we don't even know how he plays, they've all integrated fairly quickly. So there is a lot of good things. You hope to see the numerous partnerships across several positions and individual players, whether they start or not, continues. You know, a bit of me does, you know, obviously we've Jesus and Zinchenko, Ben White's ability to play right back. If the inevitable happens, we should do all right. I'm still concerned about how good we are at our worst. You know, when everything's working for us and the sun's shining, no one can talk to us. But in the Premier League, things go wrong, you know. Aston Villa were 2-0 up against Man City. Man City don't win that. Liverpool are the champions. They found a way. How good are you at your worst? If Saka takes a day off, if Jesus, unfortunately, and Eddie are injured, if, you know, Tierney and Tomiyasu are injured, or if they're playing, they're not doing it, you know, who else can pick up the mantelpiece? Because it's 38 games. It's very naive to expect the same things. You know, there's going to be times where Eddie probably plays his way into the team and plays with Jesus, or even instead of Jesus, even though I don't believe that. You know, right now I'm saying Martinelli, Saka, you know, and Jesus through the middle. You want Smith Rowe to come back and force the issue. You'd hope for another winger in this period. You know, again, as much as I think preseason's been good, I did have hope that definitely come the 6th game of preseason, we'd have a centre mid in. I know Zinchenko is here, lit signing, Fabio Vieira as well, but a more traditional, or someone that we look at to play next to Thomas Partey. Really, if it was up to me, 2 6s and an 8, but can't have everything in life, innit? Let's call it post pre-season thoughts. Great talking points, people. Come on, man. Good morning, DG. My girlfriend just bought me the away kit and I'm buzzing. Great to be locked in here on the stream. Big up. You got a real one, man. You got a real one. You got a real one. Shout out to you. Hope it's lit. To be honest, I prefer that one to this, but that one there is this. Where is it? I hope no one steals it. It's in my back garden drying. It's a sunny day. Speaking of that, Arsenal, where's my pink shirt? I really thought I got small hope. I really hope that Monday was the day that I was gonna get my shit. So yeah, man, shout out you lot. Keep your talking points, people. Don't forget, we get into transfers once we've hit 200 likes. We're at 71, so we're making progress, but we're not making what we need, man. I shout out my guy, man. And nice to meet you, DJ, my guy. Hey, let's not talk too tough. The surveillance still, the surveillance. Me, I worked there. Come on, my guy. I worked there. Hey, got to lose, bro. Got to lose. Hope you're good, DG. Quite a few leaving. It seems Balogun in Liga could make him, bro. That's a good look. Because really, as much as I like Balogun, he ain't showed nothing yet. You know, he ain't showed nothing yet. Really, you know, he didn't do too much at Middlesbrough. He didn't pull up any trees, and I'm not dissing him. That's his for all the hype the man gets. The man needs to go on loan. You know, he needs to play proper football. Football that was real football. Because no one cares that you're special Balogun from Haaland. Chris Wilder, I think he did good jobs. You know, with him, there was times he played well, times he got hooked. Obviously, you don't want to be harsh on the lad for many reasons, but for me, when these guys are out there on loan, I try and look at the big games. I know there's a tax for many reasons, but the big games, you know, for Middlesbrough, I made sure I could watch him versus Chelsea, Spurs, Man United in particular, because that's who you're going to kind of be playing week in, week out. And he looks out of his comfort zone, which is a good thing. He's not so yeah, go into France. You're playing in the top league. You could try to score goals, do your thing really, and hopefully Balogun can become an option at Arsenal Football Club, or be used to make some money that could be reinvested. You know, part of me thinks he's playing catch up on the loans purely because if you remember the season he ended up signing the new deal. I'm talking the season going, the postseason he signed that deal. If you remember the August period, that's where he should have went on loan, in my opinion. But then again, the contract is the reason. And we need, for me, we're getting better at it, but we need, you look at the first loans. There's no such thing as a bad loan in my opinion, but you look at the first loans, you know, Smith Rowe at Leipzig, it weren't nothing. Hopefully this is Eddie's only loan. Leeds, I'm sure we learned a lot, but from a lazy point of view, there is nothing to learn. We need to start bridging the gap to those first loans. And when I look, I think he had a decent spell at Middlesbrough. I think Nelson had a decent spell at well, it's not his first loan, but he had a decent spell at in Holland. Brooke Norton Coffey had a good spell at Lincoln, not ready yet, but had a good spell. So we're getting better at just loans in general. So yeah, man. So glad to see Partey play. What? Crowd spent the second half cheering paper airplanes. Yo, DG, would you take Zagadou? I know he's a bit rubbed, but left-footed and French bias. I mean, some of the clubs he's being linked with, I'm like, I might not know anything. He might actually be good, but nah, man, error-prone, left-footed for no reason. I mean, he's better than Marie, but that's nothing to shout about, man. You got that deep voice, a sure sign of a good weekend. Come on. I don't know about the English ones, but I hear that, man. My guy DG, I saw the Gakpo prop on the playback. Big up DG. Would love to see a live DG thoughts. I hear that one day, man. Martinelli's pressing and creative players low-key underrated. Some of his assists in pre-season have been lit. Yeah, he's good at crossing the ball and that. Needs to polish it up a bit. You know, he's in a nice way. He's a bit rugged and scruffy with it. But yeah, I haven't seen Saka going to Man City, but you'd imagine that's something that's a bridge we're going to have to cross in the near to distant future. And, you know, maybe they're playing a game of chess. We'll give you Zinchenko and Jesus. If Saka does ever want to leave, crazy. No winter blues, mate. I don't know about winter blues. No point thinking about October South London Savages this Friday. You're right still. You're right. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But you do have to consider it all, man. Was Haaland a good signing? Boy, not when he's missing 3-yard, 2-yard tap-ins. But yeah, man. DG, did you see/speak on Tavares' wild debut for Marseille? What's he done? But you've been there for 30 seconds, bro. I hope it was decent. Actually think he ain't going to make it at the top, Brazy. Was it Calas? Wait, go do that stuff over there. Marseille, keep letting us rob them, you know. You already got Collagen at left back. You shouldn't be trusting any Arsenal fullbacks from that, really. But shout out to Tavares. Hope he does a thing. Hi, mate. This Telemans thing is getting dragged on. Starting to get a bit worried. I mean, there has to be something we don't know to the story, whether he's going to sign or not. There must be more sort of things in play because, again, I can't... we're improving the squad and all these things. Midfield is a crucial part, and Arsenal's midfield is a touchy subject, and that's going to play its major part to us getting or not getting top four. You'd imagine that's one area that you want a midfielder in and you want it addressed. Now, I don't want to speculate on certain things. We all know there's a certain midfielder that may or may not be playing in the near to distant future for things off the field. We'll wait till things happen. You know, Xhaka hasn't quite been linked with Italy. I don't know if Lokonga will be good this season. I hope and believe. El Nene, what you see is what you get, respectively. I think we needed that midfielder, and you wanted them to be in pre-season, be part of the 6 games that we've obviously been speaking about, not just on the field or just off the field, but it is what it is. If it is Telemans that we're going to get in question, then you just hope that the man has, been, well, you lot every now and again, I'm not paying attention to Leicester, but he's been involved in their pre-season games. Just try and keep yourself in the best potential, sort of form, because whether he signs for Arsenal or runs down this deal is in his best interest. Only thing about Jesus is his long-range strikes don't seem too hot. When's the Twitch-only streams, DG? Time to run Gakpo comps. Ooh, later today, slightly, but I don't know, probably tomorrow or something, if I'm honest with you. 88 likes, you lot of shit, man. What's going on? That's a minor complaint. I mean, he'll get there. I'm just happy with the type of goals he gets. He's switched on in the box as he should be as a striker. But after watching Laka on the halfway line for 2 years, it's just mad to see. Trust me, I'll be real. even when Eddie Southampton, I remember like I don't think we ended up scoring, but Jan Valery was just messing about in possession. Eddie's nicked it and gone on a sprint, or even Eddie against Chelsea. You know, Lacazette can't do that, and Lacazette's a baller. There are some similarities with Jesus and Laka. I mean, with Jesus and Laka, but it's Laka's, for me, definitely the last 2 or so years. I don't know what happened to him physically. He was never the quickest, but I'm sure you had a better springer pace in you. I don't think he's really got that again, but he scored a banger the other day. Nah, man, for Vela Kid, man, savage. But yeah, man, we'll get him in there. He doesn't know what Haaland is. Telemans is a dumb signing. He is injury prone. Hope we get Lucas. He would be a star. You know, you might be right about the injury thing, but we got to take that to VAR, my bro. We've got a VAR that. I need to verify that this guy's actually got an injury on mad list. Well, you've been a bit harsh, aren't you? He's only missed six bloody games, it says here. Let me go on the detailed bit. Bit harsh to call a man injury prone. I'm not doing this to catch you out, my guys. Just we're saying this. We got to have some paperwork towards this, man. This don't seem like someone mad injured still. Well, yeah, he was injured. He had some injuries last year. He missed 6 games. Prior to that, the last time he was injured, you could have minor injuries that this website's not doing. But the last injuries had, you know, you have to go back to 2017, 2018, where he missed 11 games for Monaco. Then you'd have to go back to 2016, where he missed 11 days and 3 games for Anderlecht. So, not really the most injury prone done, if I'm completely honest with you. Bit harsh. I don't know where that one was grabbed from. Our press is much more consistent. There were times last season when we were penning teams in with the press, and then Oba and Laka would ease off and allow them out. But the thing is, though, that's where I think when I see that and I see us dominate, like the first half against Everton, the game against Chelsea, you know, the game against Sevilla, you know, that's the blueprint. And I'm not saying the midfield, Xhaka especially against Sevilla and Chelsea was good, but I just think you only, from him and Partey in midfield, you're not going to get that upper domination in terms of being on the ball and breaking down an opposition. They can't do it. I'm not saying Partey and Xhaka can't pass the football. They can. But what has got Partey to this stage? He's not going to be bought by a team for the passes he plays. That's not him. Anything you do is a bonus. The same with Xhaka. He can do a bit of everything, but we're at where we're at. I would say it's mainly the mentality. It's easy to press for the first 10 minutes. You got to be able to press in the last 10 minutes, you know, because if, as we saw with Alexis, and to be honest, when Martinelli joined us, if you press by yourself, while it's, you know, we admire it gasses the fans, bro, teams just pass through it. You're tiring yourself out, and you might be vacating certain areas that could be exploited, really. So it's about how you do it from start to finish. And I know people get tired, but that's one thing I like really with Jesus and obviously Odegaard since they've been at this club as well. And actually Saka, I do think Saka's pressing is underrated. The man's an intelligent guy, in my opinion. To stay up to date with DG when he goes live, follow him on Twitter, deludedq04. DG, this may be a silly question. No such thing as silly questions, man. Even if you are from South London, bro. Pardon me. But when you really look at our team, do we really have match winners? Jesus. Saka is a match winner for us. We can't get away with that. From that. I personally think Martinelli. There's been games Smith Rowe's done it. I'm forcing it, but there's been games Smith Rowe's been doing it. Not really. Maybe 2-3. Our squad is better to an extent. We have Tierney and Tomiyasu out, but Vinny and Benny are looking good. I believe we just need that kind of cover for midfield to compete at the highest level. Exactly. But that's the thing, though. I think Arsenal fans were forgetting that, you know, we can't bet on everybody being fit at the same time. We know that is something, you know. I don't want to be waffling about last season. Now we missed this guy, that guy's absence. This guy needs that guy to play well. You're right, and I do think our squad is better. I do think for Arteta there's a stronger sort of bench. But then when I strip it back, it does appear. Well, on one hand, it appears that our squad is a bit bloated. But when you and whether these guys move or stay is another thing. But when you start saying, "What is Pepe going to stay or go?" What's happening with Ainsley? What's happening with Reece? What's happening with Marie? What's happening with Torreira? What's happening with Bellerin? What's happening with Leno? What's happening with a couple of them young players? We got 5 keepers. 2 are going to have to leave in it. It looks like Leno's gone. Obviously, young Arthur Okonkwo's headed out on loan. That's probably that. When you start stripping these things down and maybe, you know, Balogun going out on loan, so there's not that option of him playing as a striker or being in the squad. When you start stripping it down, I'm not going to say we're not equipped, but we might not be equipped because we've seen it. You know, the lineup, the back four, that we saw against Sevilla and Chelsea, that might be something we have to play. All it would take in theory is if Saliba gets sent off or Gabriel gets sent off or man get carded, you're down to your bare bones. And for me, I love to have Saliba, White, Gabriel. I just feel once them lot get injured, we're in problems. I'm not saying Holding can't play in a 4, but you know it's a ticking time bomb. He looked better as a 3. As much as I like Holding, if your best performances come as a 3, you're not really that good defensively. And saying that, really, before he got that mad injury, he was doing quite well in the back 4. But there is a drop-off. And again, we should be able to play a back 3 as well as a back 4 and still kind of play the same sort of way beyond the obvious. But you're going to start, other play. You might switch to a back 3, and depending on what we're doing, certain men are not going to be playing. Certain different relationships are going to be built on the field, So I just think there's a mad drop-off. If I could, I'd get a centre-half right back. I'm prepared to say, do you know what? It is what it is. Make Marie probably hang around like a bad smell. We can, not that we can deal with it, but all right, we can shut up about defence, centre back. All right, Ben White can do a shift there. I need a midfielder, man. Every summer, if we don't get a centre mid, then it's not that I give up for this season. I'm not saying anyone should be negative, but for me personally, my own thoughts, I don't really believe in it. And that's nothing to do with Xhaka, with Partey. I just feel we've been speaking about midfield. I don't think the midfield is good enough. I feel our strongest pivot is Xhaka and Partey. And kind of signing up for certain things with that. There's going to be games. Partey looks like he needs a better partner. Let's be real. Last season, there was times, even though Partey looked great in that lone 6, there was times Xhaka was bullying it in midfield. When they're together, like the Everton game, when the pressing's well, when the intensity's well, when we got them all in their half, I don't think we have a centre mid that can pick them passes and allow Odegaard and these guys to stay in threatening positions. That's me personally. I think they can both be part of the squad. I don't believe in that pivot. And if that is the same pivot next season, with a week to go, that's our proper thing that we're dealing with. Me personally, I'm not really with it. Please hit the like button, people. 116 likes. You don't want to look at no transfer news. Mazza, bro. Mazza. Shout out to the Twitch gang as well. Absolute Mazza of a weekend. Andrew, I appreciate you. Man said, paying my DG tax for the great content, all or nothing loading. Appreciate that. And you're right, man. When does that come out? Thursday? We'll definitely watch a couple episodes. You're going to have to be on Twitch and following. Well, if you've got Amazon Prime, sign up through Twitch on my Twitch. You can watch it again. That's how it runs. Zagadou is dead, bro. If Dortmund think he's not good, why would we? I mean, one man's trash is another man's treasure, really and truly. But I think Zagadou's meaty. You're right, man. Oh, shit, my bad. Excellent business getting Nuno and Balogun out on loan. Leno's deal done. Small peas, but it is what it is. You're right, man. Next up, Marie and Bellerin. You know what? I think Marie's going to stay. I think Marie's looking at it. Arteta, when you look at some of them guys in January, I'm not saying they couldn't have went, but Ainsley forced the boat out. It's not that Arteta was telling you you're going to stay, but Ainsley forced the boat out to go on loan. Chambers forced the boat out to leave. Marie as well, he said himself, Arteta was cool with me. I forced the boat out. Cedric had offers. Cedric said he wanted to stay. That's one of my issues. It never feels like these players are actually leaving. Like even with Willian, we never got the vibe Arsenal wanted to cut out Willian's contract. But you're right, man. First and foremost, young Balogun and Nuno, they're getting experience in a top division, learning different styles. I also think as well, definitely for these sort of young players, I feel sometimes it can be a gift and a curse when you're trying to make it at Arsenal, because but definitely, Nuno, if you do certain things, you're seeing the hooligan thing them French fans are going with. Marseille will wrap you in it. Guendouzi will probably end up fighting you. But it's a healthy environment. He can go develop. 1 minute at Arsenal, you're the guy, then you're not the guy, then you're the guy, then you're not the guy. Go and learn how to play. Go and learn to be a trustworthy fullback away from home. For Balogun, can you, keep developing? I would say with Balogun, he's of that stage a bit like Eddie. I still think he either waits for too many things to happen or he doesn't show any discipline in a nice way. Sometimes I think he's too, like against United, he was too eager to get on the bench, get on the ball. Chelsea. He's pulling out to the left, pulling out to the right, dropping deep. And as a young person, that's you. Sometimes you got to know, let me play with my back to goal. Let me go and get some 1-2s out wide. Look at Eddie now. A big reason as to why Eddie's better. He don't just wait for things to happen. He gets involved and the penny needs to click. We've got to remember he's had half a season at Middlesbrough. I know in today's day and age, if you ain't got a million goals by the age of 17, 18, you're an overrated wonder kid, but it's good for them. And like you said, we grab little loan fees for them, little by little helps. Hopefully, again, we get to 200 likes, we can go and look at things, but Leno looks like he's ever closer to Fulham. Don't want to see Leno go personally, because I think he's a decent second choice, but that's 100 grand off the wage bill. It's like Sia said, it's little peas, but you got something for a contract that's running down. So there's some sort of resources. Pardon me. I don't know anything, but I'm starting to believe we're just going to tear up Bellerin's deal, you know. Pardon me. I think Bellerin will just tear up his deal at Arsenal if Batiste can't do a thing. I think that's maybe what they're waiting for. Shout Jamrock TV. I think that's what they're doing still. NUNO got a red card in 2 minutes, then he got overturned, and he had a good game. My guy, blood. Hope you're doing well, DG. I went to the game Saturday, and the atmosphere was crazy. It's crazy. Do you know what? We need to start doing the loan reports as well, people. Loan report. TAVARES, John Jules. It's even nice to see John Jules. You know, he scored a couple in pre-season. He come off the bench in his latest game, and he's done well. Who else has gone out on loan? Balogun, Arthur. Even Arthur's played as well. This is what they need. Apple News. Big up DG, man. Been some time since I caught up with a live stream. Appreciative, man. Always see you in the comments of the videos. I appreciate that, man. Does Cesare have the DG stamp? Yeah, I don't know about now, but when he was at Toulouse, he looked decent. So if you can make it happen, there's got to be something Arsenal don't like about Telemans. I don't think it's that, bro. I think it's something with Leicester. Either Arsenal trying to go for other targets, Leicester trying to bring in replacements, or Leicester acting, because it's been too much, bro. You can't have... Obviously, you're forever learning about footballers, but we heard last summer you wanted him. January you wanted him. Personal tech, bro. You're not going to talk with his agents to this length. Do all of these things if you've got any concerns. And to be fair, every footballer should have concerns. You know, there should be... If you sign Messi and Ronaldo, there are concerns. Aging footballers, and obviously not so much what they do on the field. Well, depending on if you can get them to buy into your ideologies, but it's mainly off the field. Every player should have concerns. You know, we signed some young players. You know, everyone's got concerns. We don't know, so you should know how you're going to improve players. I always say, as much as I want to waffle about a player's strengths and things, you need to know man's weaknesses. You know, if someone's quick but they don't play with their head up, they're not going to get goals or assists, or you know, they're just going to be flashing the pan. So that's a concern. That's something to work on. There should be concerns. If you can't list really a player's weakness, especially to these levels where they're looking for players, then you have to really look at what's going on. It's easy to find someone's strengths. You know, if Jadon Sancho is 17 playing in a park, we could all say, oh, my man's, Bobby Dazzler dropping his shoulder, getting past everyone. But what's his weakness? Someone that doesn't know football could see not only is that a good player, but there's something there. What is his weaknesses? What's he like away from home? How does he react to setbacks? You know, if a defender gets tight to him, what does he do? Does he get rattled? You know, is he intelligent? Football's just about asking the right questions on and off the field, in my opinion. You know, they were rating Kolasinac, but they can't move to him, man. Look at him. Shout yourself. DG, is there any news on the loan deal for Patino? Well, I don't think so. If I was him, I'd try to force the boat out. You're seeing, I don't know what's going to happen with Amari at Chelsea, but if I was him, I'd try and go on loan to Reading or that. Young Marcelo Flores is bust out on loan. Brooke Norton-Coffey, again, he was playing for the under-19s with England, so that's probably why he's come back delayed to training, but you've been given a taste of it at Lincoln. You know, you want to go back to playing 23s, trying to show Arteta in training occasionally, where, again, let's be honest, Cedric is ahead of you, Bellerin is ahead of you at this moment. Ainsley is ahead of you, even if we don't know if we're going. You know, Tomiyasu, if fit, plays ahead of you. There's probably some other dons that could play there. Go and get game time. You know, there was rumours that he was at I think Watford versus Hitchin friendly with his agent. That's just what you can see online. So I don't know. And it would be a good loan, quote unquote. He wouldn't have to travel too far. But even with loans with young players, like I speak to a couple of agents, not his agent or anyone, but you know, there's many factors, bro. Sometimes, and there's a certain club, there's a certain Premier League club. It's not Arsenal. It's not one of the top 6. There's a young player. Ironically, you know, there's a young player, quality baller, quality. The next step for him is to go on loan. But his club is saying, if you don't sign a new deal, you're not going on loan. You see the things that they do here. And sometimes some players don't want to go on loan. Like some people might, you got to look at it. Young men might just say, fuck that, I don't want to go and live in that part of England, or I don't want to go and abroad and things. So there's a lot of other factors that go beneath the eye, but a lot of these 23 should be pushing, you know. Miguel Aziz, when it's time, you need to go and lock. Bro, what is 23 going to do for you? I hope the more advanced players need to leave. And then for me, Koza Dewberry, the Kion Edwards, these sort of guys get opportunities because it's not crowded now, really. I do think 23's level is going to be a bit of a struggle for us, for Arsenal. I hope to be wrong. It's just we've lost probably a lot of our mavericky players, our showstoppers. You're not going to be able to call on, you know, on a couple of them. But who really cares about this level? You know, in a nice way. If other players who could benefit and actually learn at that level, why not? But if I was Patton, all you got to do is the maths, bro. You know, whether a midfielder's there or not. You've on paper, you've got El Nene, Lokonga, Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey, all ahead of you. Ainsley at this moment in time will probably play before you. Arteta's not on the Wenger thing like that. Fabio Vieira, Smith Rowe, you know, Odegaard, these guys can play in that 8 role. They'll play ahead of you. Is Miguel Aziz arguably ahead of Patino? Is Patino ahead of Miguel Aziz? I don't know, but you'd have to consider these two. And as much as I would like Patino to play, the immediate goal is Arsenal getting top 4. You know, and I'm talking about bringing in another midfielder. So if I was him, I would love to see him, like Mika Beref and Omar Rekic have gone out on loan. I'd love to see him go as the first loan. I would like a bit like Mason Mount when he went for Tess or Cantwell. I'd like him to go there. I think it's a very technical league. I do think Patino's got to assert himself a bit physically. I know everybody gets gassed off these, you know, Martinelli, every player goes training and gets wham and that. He needs to probably with that. But he'll be all right, man. The tech is there. It's just about now stamping your authority in the senior game, us knowing you're playing, you know. But game time, you know. If you play Europa League, fair enough, but there's only a certain amount of games there. And if I'm Arteta, once it starts getting to the crucial rounds, are you playing them, man? So, decisions, man. Decisions. All I'd say is you could have argued, you know, Marcelo Flores, you know, didn't have to go on loan as quick as Patino, but he did. Go and play football. Go and be selfish, man. You know, you just do the maths. How many men played? And I'm not criticizing Arteta. I'm just saying, look at it logically, bro. How many with a depleted squad last season? How many Dons were on the bench in the academy? Bury them. How many played in the Prem? What's the immediate goal of the manager? He just signed a deal. The first job for any football manager is to keep his bloody job. That's the first thing. He's got use. He's got bills. He's got a mortgage. I know what Arsenal fans might not agree, but he's got expectations. When you've got 45 million Thomas Partey, Swiss international Granit Xhaka, whoever's come into the club, over 100, you know, over 100 million spent, you know, we're going to be up there for spenders in the summer again. You signed a new deal. Psh, these are things going against footballers. If you play Patino, you know, I might give him 5-10 games. Fans might not be patient. That might cost me points. He might be the best player on the pitch one week, then the next he's not. These are things that go against young players. And this is why I say once you get to that scholarship stage, start thinking I'm in the big leagues now. The clubs do not care about you. They will tell you everything for you to sign a new deal. Rightly so. Every club should. You want to see them. But you need to have at 16, I'm here. 17, I want to be here. 18, I want to be here. In a year's time, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, I want to be here. A lot of footballers don't. If you listen to what these clubs tell you, you're going to end up stagnant. Unless you're the Bukayo Sakas and the Foldens where you're too good to ignore, you're going to get the fast track service like in Fort Park. You're going to get the bring-ins, you know. It's one of them. The others you don't know. We almost lost Smith Rowe. Slightly, he was part of the Joe Willock, Eddie Nketiah, Reece Nelson boat. Went Huddersfield, solidified himself again. We could have lost Eddie. Showed a thing, really. And big up Joe because he went to Newcastle and showed what he's on as well. But things, you know, sometimes you can lose a couple of these players, really. You look at Scott McTominay, he was quite short. Maybe if he was at a team with other resources, Man United might not have been able to wait for him to grow physically. Joe Willock the same. I'm so sure I done a video about that years ago. If them man was still at were not at them clubs, they might not be pro ballers. But yeah, man, hit the like button, man. DJ, I watched the video on Telemans about if he's actually good or not, and he kind of looks meaty. Would an improvement on Xhaka would be an improvement on Xhaka, but nothing crazy. So I'm not bothered if we get him anymore. I hear that, and I somewhat agree as well, man. He's got the bozo G. DJ, for me, a critical buy would be top tier cover for Partey. We could easily lose him for various reasons, and the drop off the current cover is too big. I hear that. That's why if I could, a 6 or an 8. Now, at this moment in time, I'm more feeling an 8. But yeah, man, really. DG Lacko was on a sabotage thing. Did you see the most recent goal he bagged? He bagged a banger, but maybe that's car. He's happy where he is now, man. Have to VAR, man. Big up DG, you're helping me with my workout this stream. Love, bro. Minor, man. Shout all the 9-to-5ers, everyone doing their workouts, everyone handling business and just being positive, making positive contributions to society in their own little way, man. And appreciative to you lot for fucking with the channel. Pardon the French, but It was for a good reason. Subscribe with Amazon Prime on Twitch for free to support the thing. I don't see how Leicester can let Telemans go, DG. If they do, their fan base is going to riot. They could do whatever they want, bro. But he's contracted until 2023. If you keep him and let him go down and let him go for free, that's calm. But there's bread out here, man. I hear you, though. If I was doing a rebuild, you want to hold on to Maddison, Barnes, and Telemans, but is what it is. I mean, they must have known for a while. I mean, we didn't just wake up and his contract's running out. They must, a player like Telemans, they must have been trying to get him to commit for the last 12 to 18 months, in particular, 2 years. So we'll have to see. Over 400 of you on YouTube, and we've only got 149 likes. Monday morning got you lot lagging. Big up, DG. We had 3 strikers when we had less matches last season. Will 2 strikers, Jesus and my guy Eddie, really cope with the extra matches this season? I don't know, my guy, but what I would say is we're going to have to, and then you've got Project Martinelli through the middle sort of thing. Partey's injury cost us top 4, but unpopular opinion, not just him, Tierney, Tomiyasu, the adequate cover. When everybody's fit, we couldn't break down low blocks, so there's that. There's many different reasons, but yeah, the midfield, I can't lie, it's too big of an area. It's too important in the modern game. The people that make the decisions at Arsenal were midfielders for us not to address this. I'm a bit concerned about maintaining the rate at press we've had in pre-season. Not sure over a 38-game season our intensity will maintain. Our play could break down thoughts. I mean, there's going to be times it doesn't work, innit? And to be honest, sometimes it might not be a game to do the pressing thing. Like, there is logic with saying if you're playing Man City, press high and obviously try and cut out the wide areas. But and like us, we should expect teams to press us week in, week out. What about when you beat that first line of defense, that front three from the opposition? What happens then? There's different sorts of pressing. There's the relentless pressing thing. There's certain players pressing in certain areas. There's certain trigger points, like let the defenders have it once it goes into my man in midfield. Like, don't you remember the last couple times we've actually been beating Chelsea when Lacazette was here? It was well known. Lacazette, you get onto Jorginho, that's it, done. And I'm so sure against Spurs, we did that to someone a few years ago as well. So it all depends. But yeah, man, physically it takes a lot. It's very difficult to maintain. And that's where you have to praise Liverpool and City for being able to challenge for multiple trophies. And 9 times out of 10, they don't look tired in that. Saying that Saturday, by City's own standards, they did look a bit lethargic in that. So yeah, man, it is what it is. Thinking about it, for us to put in a performance Friday night at Selhurst Park would be a very un-Arsenal. Like, if we do, then I may start to believe we're serious. I don't know, man. Show me you can get out of this. I know the December period's messed up, but as I always say, from now, all I care about is till December. Show me you can get out of the end of the year, beginning of the new year, in and amongst the pack. Then show me you can fight until May or April. And then from April to May, don't let your hard work get undone, innit? Last season, ultimately, I was kind of proving right. I was very pessimistic on our Champions League hopes. I always say we can finish as high as 4th and as low as 8th, but it was hard not to buy into, in the same way man want to be negative when they see things to be negative about. As long as there's balance, if there's things to be positive about, like them times there, we was getting clean sheets. There was a point where we was looking a bit better defensively. There was a bit of bandulism when it came to seeing out games. Leicester comes to mind, Watford comes to mind, Villa away comes to mind. But we was getting over the line. There was a bit more mentality. The Sakas and the Smith Rowes were doing things. Lacazette for a large part of the season was almost the favourite uncle to the little youngers, and that things were working. It was, set piece goals and that. It was hard not to buy into things really. But ultimately we crumbled. And that's the thing with Arsenal. It always feels like things are on a time limit, really and truly. And accidental drillings, if I'm harsh. This summer, it looks decent. So hopefully we can keep going, innit? Like, what more can you say, really? Just keep going. Just keep it up. There will be bumps and bruises and things like that across the way, naturally. But, yeah, man, I think most people are more encouraged because they're buying into things, man. Hype for Friday, man. Hope Arsenal go into the season with this outrageous pre-season form. Momentum be underrated from these games. It's true. And again, like you said, it's just a bit of momentum. Again, when you're winning and you're feeling good and things are going well, you can't wait. Look at it in normal life. How many of you lot have, some of you, anyone that's worked more than 2 jobs or worked a lot of jobs, there's probably been some companies you hate and some you like. Now, the one on the left you love. The manager's blessed. You know, the team's good. Any qualifications and just advancing yourself, they've got that. It's just a lovely place to be. You're buzzing. You not that you don't want 6 o'clock to come, but when 6 o'clock comes, you're kind of vexed. You might even stay an extra hour or two earlier to finish work for tomorrow or something. And you know, it doesn't matter if it's Friday or Monday. It's the same enthusiasm. Now, if there's a job you hate, you'll just shout the 9 to 5. You're just doing it because you need to pay your bills. You don't like being there. You think you've hit a glass ceiling. Naturally, you're not going to do your best. You don't want to be there, you know, and football's no different. When things are going right, you should, you know, it should be lit. So they should be relishing Crystal Palace on Friday. Don't get it twisted. Palace want to burst the bubble. Appreciate that, Top Blue. A bit harsh. At the moment, what team's fourth centre-back is better than Holding apart from Liverpool with Gomez? I mean, I like Holding. I'm Holding's biggest fan. You can see it, but he's rubbed, bro. I'd have to, you know, is Holding better than Tomiyasu as a defender? Respectfully, if you was to say 10 games, which one are you going to throw in there, really? And that's probably the problem, really and truly. You could argue Spurs got better ones. You know, I don't really rate Davids and Sanchez, but you could argue. I'd have to really go and look. United, Maguire's probably better than Holding. Nothing to be proud of. Bailly's probably better than Holding, nothing to be proud of. Lindelof's probably better than him, nothing to be proud of. Romero, Dyer, Davidson, Sanchez. He's probably just about better than Tanganga, better than him. City, everyone's better than him. Oh, there you have it. Football's harsh, bro. Football's harsh, bro. Football's harsh. Life is harsh. And that's a terrible logic to look at there, did it? That everybody needs to fix up. So, yeah, man, you're in trouble. You're in trouble in terms of playing out from the back with Holding. Not saying he can't. You're in problems. He doesn't command the defense as good. I like Holding. It's not a criticism. It's just a fact, bro. There's a significant drop-off in quality, you know. Holding gets more love from me than Marie and that, but there's a drop-off. You know, there's a lot. There's even a certain midfielder who signed a new deal. I do it myself. He's a nice guy and that, but let's not cap. There's a drop-off. Football's harsh. Because you look calling me harsh, you look maybe the same guys going OTT when these guys get ripped. And we don't help Dons like Holding. You know, Holding has played well in the back four, but back three looks a lot better. Not Old Trafford. White Hart Lane, he plays in the back three. I think him and Cedric probably keep some quiet. Instead, they didn't. Now, you could argue that's Arteta feeding man to the Wolves. But yeah, man. DG, total facts on midfield. We should have patterned centre mid last summer. DG, I don't believe that we'll see out the window without signing another midfielder and winger. If we can offload within the next couple of weeks, then we can sign 2 further players. I hope so. I personally don't think Marie is as colossal as he's made out. Not amazing either, but ain't the worst I've seen. I mean, he's one of them. He's not as bad as Scalacci in that. He's terrible. You know, you can't. We play a high line. You're not quick. Done it off from there. You know, you're not a real like defender, like you understand defending like that. You're not that overrated playing out from the back. You look the part, head and shoulders merchant. Yeah, you know, any big game, this man has crumbled. Like, can't have faith in that. You can get away with it, bro. The early stages of Europa League, you can do all of that. Well, sometimes it's okay to say we got things wrong. You know, Marie was doing well for himself in Italy. All of a sudden, Lukaku, the man he gave a career over these sides, Lukaku's gone over there. You don't want to stay with Udinese in that. Balogun's going to that team that Hugo Ekitike was at too, so I expect a big season from him. Same, man. Hopefully he can do his thing. Things are looking positive. Hopefully we get rid of Deadwood as soon as possible and get some summer targets in. I hope so. Man. I hope so. I hope we sign a midfielder. I've given up on the winger shouts. I don't think we're going to sign one. And I'm a bit peculiar. If you can't bring in better than what we have, not that that's hard. I don't really want one, man. If we tear up Bellerin's contract, we are naive. I'm sure Betis can cough up, of course. But put yourself in Betis' shoes. We do be doing the same. You've got someone on a big contract, year left, made it clear he wants to leave, made it clear he wants to return. Every ace is in your hand, really and truly. DG Telemans is coming to the carpet. Arsenal told him we're going to wait into the last minute to make an offer. Man United want him. Why they didn't put an offer in? Teams know he's going to Arsenal. I hope so, my bro. If we can't get suitable cover for TP, who is best placed within our squad to act as cover, Zinni maybe, although he's not played there before, but does he have the skill set to play 6? Well, you'd have to be my homie El Nene. Ironically, I'd want it to be Lokonga first because you're going to be here long term. But I would say if my backs are against the wall and I need to win this game, I'm drawing for Mohamed. El Nene. Come on. DG, think we can wait till December to sign a midfield if we can't find one? I mean, we're going to have to, but I don't want to. Big up DG. Jesus and Partey cannot carry this team on their back. We need more. The fringe players need to be brought up to speed so there's no major drop-off when there's injuries or lack of form. Leicester are in financial trouble, so them man need some peas. Realistically, we've got a lot of leverage in this Telemans deal, added on to the fact that he's very much willing to come to us. I hear that. Deluded blessings from New York, Beijing to the world. Come on, love the Ian Wright intro. Shout out you, my dude. Want to see Sane and Telemans same, man, but we still selling ourselves the Sane dreams again. I hear it. I hear it. You know, I really wanted Rafinha, man. I gave up after that. Apparently, Jamie Carragher's blamed Tavares on Arsenal failing to qualify for the Champions League, and I hate that, but we can't just blame one player. We're in this together. Can every player say they fucking performed in every game over a 38 game period? No, you can't. Saka could, but then again, Saka won't even say that. So what are we talking about? We win, lose, and draw together. When Tavares was playing well at some point, and certain Arsenal fans were screaming, "Oh yeah, he offers us stuff, team. He can't what?" And I'm definitely not Tavares. I'm not a hater of Tavares. I'm definitely not his biggest fan. I'm very pessimistic in his ability to be a long-term option for this football club. But what am I talking about? What is all of this nonsense, people? Sorry, but what is this? Come on now. Jamie Carragher blames Nuno Tavares for Arsenal failing to qualify for the Champions League as he singles out flop left back. Bro, we know him, Cedric, these guys are not levels. But to be honest with you, who put them in that position to rely on them? It weren't them. They didn't put a gun to no one's head to sign for this football club. I don't think anybody is going out there to try and fail on purpose. What am I talking about? If anything, you have to look at the management as to why we're in a scenario we played these guys. And I'm not doing this blame thing. We win, lose, and draw together. There's a platform to build on fifth. In the same way they all played their part in the positives. Of course, when you're relying on guys like this, you know, for me, Tavares can't be trusted away from home. He doesn't think. He just runs out of position. Things I hope he gets patterned up on in France. He runs out of position. A bit like Marie, you can see his teammates, they're a bit nervous. They have to coach him through too many, get too raw. And ultimately, I don't think he'll be good enough. I want to be wrong. But it's all cap. Because when again, as much as they let us down, when Tavares, who was still kind of booky in the game, when he turned up for Stamford Bridge away from home or against United at the Emirates, even though he did concede a penalty and like I said, still a madman, what's it then? You have to look at the club. I'm sorry, but there was 3 players. I'm not all knowledgeable done. There's been 3 players that have signed for this football club that I will never get tired of saying I was right about, because you can look at all the abuse I took in my comments and things. People say, "Oh, you're a hater, you're wishing bad." Like, no, I fucking watch football. I told you, Lacazette is never scoring 20 league goals for us. I told you Tavares, you can look at him and see he's learning to be a fullback. And I told you, Pepe, don't get excited. We ain't got a talisman like that. There's ability there, but he's only been lit for 18 months. Tavares, I hope you can become, a 16 million pound plus player and be sold on for profit if you're not good enough. I hope that you can come back a dramatically better player to the Emirates next year, because that will help us. We've got Tierney, who you'd probably imagine still injury prone. You've got a young, early 20 Portuguese Don. You've got Tierney. You've got the ability to play Zinchenko there. Who wouldn't want that? You tie into what we have being young, and that is what it is. You have to, we know Tierney gets injured. Why is he the guy we're relying on? Tavares played 20 odd times for Benfica before he even kicked the ball for Arsenal. He's probably played more times for us than them now. So I hope he goes to Marseille and does his thing. I didn't see it. I will update myself. But apparently he had a crazy debut where he got sent off, as one of you lot said. VAR got involved before overturning things. But it's things like this. And I'm not being funny. Jamie Carragher, you might be a Champions League winner, but you was fucking shit, Like, let's be real. You listen, you are definitely more qualified to talk ball than me. You played at the highest level and that. But you're acting like you weren't robbed, You're actually acting like you wasn't meaty. Like, big up to you for what you won and that. You've become Liverpool by default. You're an Everton prick. What are you doing? I understand this, but allow the guy. And is he alone? Is he alone? I'm not blaming anyone. But had Martinelli and Saka bagged against Southampton, it's a different game. Brighton at home. Brighton away, we were shocking. Brighton at home, Yeah, we was poor, but that was the same game, and I like the tactic. But we went with Lokonga as a lone 6, Smith Rowe and Odegaard on either side. What was it then? Crystal Palace, I do think as poor as Tavares was, he was set up to fail because Xhaka's playing that more advanced 8. Now the midfielder needs to pull over and help Tavares. That's again for the management. So what are we talking about? You know, of course, Tavares struggled. Anytime he plays a decent team, anytime away from home, Liverpool, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Forest, if I haven't said that, you know, hardly, bro, it is what it is. But what am I talking about? Nuno Tavares has gone out alone. I think if they had a better left back, then you probably would be in the top 4 now. Okay, so what about the midfield? What about every member of this squad crumbling? Forget the running. What about the times when we couldn't break Burnley's low block? What about the times where we just weren't in it against Brighton? What are we talking about? We've hardly, you know, our creative stats, our goal scoring stats, our coming from behind stats. There's never been too many times. That's not just on Tavares. Is Tavares good enough? Of course not. But what am I on about? I hate stuff like this. I don't like singling out players. So why did you? But I think he cost you in certain games, of course. And he's gone on and he said all of that, people, and whatnot. But you can't just say over a 38-game calendar, we never got top 4 because of Nuno Tavares. What's going on? The players, the club, every flipping person has to take accountability. What are we on about? Have we got to 200 likes, people, so we can get into the transfer news? Jamie Carragher, you know, half your highlights are getting embarrassed by Henry and that. You just got bossed because you won Champions League. You're shit. I swear you scored hella own goals. Allow it, bro. In fact, you know, if anyone is qualified to talk on someone media, it's Jamie Carragher, who knows more meatiness than him. Twat. I hate shit like that, man. Shout out the New Yorkers. The Telemann slander is crazy. When he comes to Arsenal and does the mad thing, everyone's going to come out to say the second coming of Freddie. I think with who we've brought in, we have enough to get top 4. Like you said, though, one key injury can change that. Then we ain't got enough, bro. Then we ain't got enough. If I know Sainsbury's is closing for a week and I've gone and I've only bought shopping for a few days, then I'm equipped for now. When the food runs out or we're not able to struggle and whip it, what's going on there? We're not. You know, I'm sorry, but I'm tired personally of the same old stories. I hear the optimism and things. Man can't be talking about if the squad's not fit and if we had this guy and that guy. You know what Arsenal's on. We know we get injuries. We know injuries are part and parcel. We know there's even more games next year. So anything that we don't do in the transfer market, we only have ourselves to blame. I believe we need more than Telemans. Nothing crazy, but a midfielder who can cover Partey in that 6 as well as play in that 8. Up front, we have Nelson and Pepe who still want to prove themselves. I mean, they can prove themselves. I'll give every chance, but I think we need to move past that, man. Proving themselves, hype, man. It's done, bro. Go eliminate the club and do your thing, man. It's crazy, man. I rate Arteta for how bold he is. Never was Arteta out. That being said, this season is key. I mean, I've never been Arteta in or out. If the writing's on the wall and it looks like you need to cut, you need to cut, my bro. If the writing's on the wall and it looks like you can stay, you can stay, broski. There's been times he's done well, and the large parts he's done well. But what we can't lie, or I can't lie, there's been times where if Arteta didn't have the PR, didn't have the project, maybe at other clubs, or certain other things were done different off the field, he might not be Arsenal's manager, and definitely probably wouldn't have signed a new deal. But we don't know. Big up BJ. I believe we need a strong core 18 to pick from. What would you see as Arteta's core number, and how would you rate Arteta's use of his squad, especially the fringe/youth players? I'm not really on him for the youth players. I would like to have seen him give some debuts, but Patton, O'Brien, Amari, I'm not really onto him for these things, really. You know, Arteta, he's on it, but it seems to me if you're creme de la creme, you'll play. Sometimes I think I think he does well, but I think there's no balance with Arteta. I feel like there's either too much rotation or not enough rotation. And with him obviously signing different players, you know, there'll be other things going on, man. Jay said, this guy don't half chat some walkie. Brazy, man. You have to ask yourself, Jay, why are you here then? You have to ask yourself on a Monday, why are you here, Jay? Big up you, though, man. Big up you, man. But I'm not even going to hate on you. I'm just going to wish you better decision-making. That's the sort of decision-making we don't need next season, man. By God's grace, your heart heals, man. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm sorry. If your galley likes me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if the haircut's looking lit. I'm sorry if I'm sexy. I'm sorry if the subscribers like me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She likes the lingo, though, man. I'm sorry, bro, man. Holding better than Stones or Ake? No. Big up DJ. I believe this season our defense will definitely be our strength. What do you think? I hear that, but we need to score goals, bro. Like, we've improved a bit defensively, 5th for clean sheets off the back of last year, but we need to score goals, bro. And I hope with Jesus, Eddie showing something, other things going on, Saka and Smith Rowe, hopefully they can pick up where they left off last year. Odegaard and Martinelli, I think they should be aspiring to get a bit more. I'm here for it, man. Arteta low-key doesn't rate Lokonga. He keeps getting poverty minutes in pre-season. I hear that, but maybe the midfield, he just wants to get the other guys up to speed. I would love Savic and Gakpo, but it's probably dream chasing. That feeling when you know the Prem is back this week. Big up DGI. Marcel, you're a Liverpool fan. Be careful. We're going to score a goal against you lot finally. Jesus has a lovely record, man. Now, I'm not saying Holding can't hold fourth. I'm just saying I would like another centre-back to naturally push him down. You know, that's why I know there was talk around him playing left back, but that's why I understood the Lisandro Martinez hype, really and truly. You know, it would have been naive to expect that someone that's played the bulk of his football as a centre half, that Arsenal, when they've gone to scout him to put him on the shortlist to sign him, have seen him playing centre half. It would be naive to expect him to not fill in primarily at centre half as well as at left back. Definitely when you're spending 50 million on a man, really. Holding's Karma's fourth choice. I'm just saying, if you've got them three, I just think it's a mad drop-off from Gabriel, Ben White, and Saliba. I think if you could buy someone that, for a cheap profile, that understands the art of defending, that would be cool. Holding can make up the fifth. The luxury of going to a back three, and you've got Tomiyasu and these things, you can do your thing, really. I don't think Holding's meaty, but yeah, bro, I'm not going off on Carragher, but yeah, man. You're the better fullback. Nah, bro, he's allowed to talk his stuff. I don't like that agenda thing. So if we had a left back, we would have, like, someone better than Tavares, we would have got top 4. We all know that's that's cap. We all know it's cap. Laka never got the minutes he needed to put up numbers. He was always second to someone else. Where, brother, you know, if you go to a rave and your mates are always pulling gal and you don't pull gal, or they chat to you and they say, I don't want to give you a number, you got to switch up the game plan. Then why are you not playing? Cuz there's got to be a reason. Like, I had about 3 different gaffers. You was never 30 over none of them. And trust me, Omar, I was there. Oh, why do we keep taking him off? Remember his first year? Why does Wenger keep taking him off statistically in the last 10 minutes of Premier League games? That's when the most goals come in. Bro, we've been down a long road. He just didn't get 20 league goals, you know? If Laka was that good, and I'm not trying to belittle him, we would not have signed a striker to replace Alexis Sanchez or something like that 6 months after he signed. And that was off the back of us for about 3 summers. We're going to sign Laka. We're not going to sign Laka. We're going to sign Laka. Tavares has got talent, but you're a professional footballer. You've got talent, but it needs a lot more. For me, it's about temperament, bro. It's about temperament and thinking. He doesn't do any of that right now. Big up DG. Transfer mark rates our centre-back defenders in this order. White first, second Gabriel, third Saliba, fourth White, fifth Marie. Do you agree? I mean, well, Holding cost less than Marie, but Marie's not really been about. Ben White cost 50 million. I would say the best centre-back at the club for me is Gabriel. I think it's White / Saliba after that. I don't think White at this moment in time is clear of Saliba, and I don't think Saliba's clear of him. I think there's stuff to like about him. And then I think, obviously, drop off a bit. I can't lie, I probably rate Tomiyasu as a centre-half ahead of Holding and Marie, but Holding's my guy. He would make up the last place. Marie's not bad, but it's just not my cup of tea, blood. Yeah, certain man spitting at little kids and that, but he's a weirdo. He's an absolute weirdo. Absolute weirdo. He does need to mature upstairs, man. You lot deal with them bots, please. Deal with them bots. Bro, our top 6 record, top 4 record is meaty. We're not gonna, well, despite us having not the best of records, even though we beat United, Chelsea, they all beat us, but we beat United, Chelsea, United, Chelsea, Spurs. We all beat them and they beat us, but we need to get better, bro. We need to flip and score a goal against Liverpool and City. You know, that time our last game against City was probably the best thing, man. Wait until Saliba hits an underplaced pass DG. They will turn on him quicker than they did Smith Rowe. Such is football, bro. Such is football. Such is football. Crazy stuff, man. But yeah, it is what it is, man. I'm a Liverpool fan and have stumbled onto this channel by accident, so I hear all this dissing of JG, and all I can say is the man made the absolute beast of his talent. What? Don't know. Ben White is the best centre half. I won't hear any slander. I don't think he's the best centre half at the club, and we're allowed to have a conversation. I don't think he's a better defender than Gabriel. I do think Saliba sometimes charges out, not Saliba, Ben White, sometimes charges out of defence bewilderingly, and he got away with it against Sevilla. I don't think he's the best defender. Is what it is, man. Wouldn't you like to see Juicy? You're living up to your name. I take off my shirt either way, man. Galley thing only, though. I can't lie. We're very multicultural on this channel, Everyone's allowed. But if you're into that, then you got to go on Pornhub and go on them Buki tabs. I don't know what you're on, man. Shout out to you, though. And my man, someone followed me just to say, like, Arsenal is robbed. I hear that, man, but somebody's get life, bro. I hear it, though, man. Banter aside, we can have a conversation, but yeah, man, it is what it is. Let's get into stuff, man. Let's get into stuff. I see 200 likes, as someone has said, man. Calm down, Lamar, man. I'm there, man. I'm there. Let me make my timestamp. I think I've actually just seen we've been linked with Werner now. Shout out you lot, man. I don't know why we'd be linked with Werner, but yeah, man. Shout out to that. Let's obviously scan this again. I think even Arteta was talking about transfers and that as well, people. I haven't listened to his post Emirates Cup comments, but yeah, it is what it is, man. Let's start getting into stuff. Again, screen's not even changed. Keep your opinions coming, people. Bro, Santi and Kokalele were our midfielders, broski. Big up my guy M. That's the guy who made the intro, folks. So yeah, no, you can't get no shout out, man. I know your name's probably on some funny man business, bro. Allow it, bro. Come on, man. Anyways, away from that, we've been linked with Werner. I don't think anybody believes this, but Werner's been linked with a bag of clubs. I don't know if he's going to stay or not at Chelsea, but apparently Arsenal considering shock Timo Werner transfer move, with Chelsea willing to let flop striker leave this summer. I don't know what they're on, people. Werner's got just 10 goals in 56 Premier League games. I can't lie. I thought it was a lot better than that, as mad as he is. Yeah, and he's on 270 grand a week. Forget about it. Forget about it. I'm not one to watch money, but the resources aren't resourcing, if I'm honest with you, people. Again, Balogun's apparently close to joining Reims on loan. Balogun to join Reims today ahead of season-long loan, and he's only 19. So, what? I knew that was something wrong about to get 19-year-old star experience. The man's 21. He needs to play games, really. So, yeah, he's set to go to France. Good luck for him. Hopefully, he does his thing, man. And he puts himself in the shop window so he can either become a better player here and give us an option or be sold for some money, people. So, yeah, that's that. Serie A side kick-off talks with Arsenal to land midfielder. Oh, yes, Lucas Torreira. 1 minute, Sampdoria, Lazio, Fiorentina again, Rome. Back in Italy. How many lies you got for us now? Sampdoria once again have kicked off talks with Arsenal aimed at bringing Lucas Torreira back to the club. They can't buy him back for what we want. Apparently, they've started off talks. I don't know if that's going to happen. Is his wages going to make it a thing? I don't know, people, but they've been linked with him again. Unfortunately, he was chatting ish about him. I'm sure you all saw Unai Emery. We don't like to see people mock people's accents, especially someone that can speak French, Spanish, English, and bare things. I didn't really. You can have a laugh and a joke, but it did go too far. I'm sure you all saw this where watched the video where he's put his middle finger up at him. I think the Arsenal thing's what made him do that. I haven't seen someone in a while put a middle finger up with that, bruv. He meant, big up Emery, he meant every bit of that. Like 100% he meant that. He done that with his chest. I think this is, we'll circle back over these comments in a sec, people, in relation to Arteta. Allegedly, Fulham make 8 million. Hey, you're putting me off. Why is this? Thank you. Fulham make 8 million breakthrough in Bird Leno. In fact, why am I looking at this? 1 second, people. Where's the Athletic? We got the original source article here, people. I like to look at the Athletic and stuff. Back again. Zoom out. Oh, well, I thought I had the drip. I don't have the shortcut drip on the Mac. Arsenal reach agreement to sell Leno to Fulham, people, as you can see. region of 8 million quid. Now we all know we'd like a bit more than 8 million quid, but we're at where we're at. At least we, I'd prefer to have a quality keeper as our number 2, but we're in a dangerous scenario as a club. You've got a German international, 100-odd grand a week, as your number 2, not playing. He wants to. That's a dangerous one. You got a 72 million pound man who's earning anything from 100 to 140k a week. You need to address these situations, especially as they're marginalized players. Looks like, before he went on to America, he was going to go to Fulham. Fulham get a good keeper. Hopefully we've got a sell-on clause, because if they get relegated, does he want to go play there? Fulham have reached an agreement with Arsenal to sign Leno. As I said there, the keeper is expected to undergo a medical with the newly promoted side next week, with last details being finalised between the 2 Premier League clubs. Personal terms between Leno and Fulham are in place. Leno has been a target for Fulham throughout the summer as they prepare for their Premier League return, people. So, yeah, that's them getting their goal. Is there any other Arsenal-related news on the Athletic? Oh, yeah, we've seen that already. Premier League captains to decide whether to continue taking the knee. I mean, man don't even know why they're doing the knee. Like, it's not a talking point. There's no point even discussing it, really. Once again, NUNO Tavares has completed a move to Marseille, people. We wish him all the best. They do not have a buy option. He made 28 appearances across all comps, people. Hopefully, he comes back a better player, people, as we know. Apparently, Martinelli has said Gabriel Jesus is among one of the world's best strikers. He is. For me, Jesus is one of the best strikers in the world. I am happy to have him here, and it's a pleasure to play with him. I hope I can give him a lot of assists, and we go to the national team together. I hope so too. And he spoke about how he asked him to stay. And I like to see the partnerships building on the pitch, man. Saka and Martinelli, mainly when one was a left back and one was the winger, got a good relationship. On either flank, they link up well. Zinchenko, when playing left back and whatnot, seems to have a good link up with other people. Odegaard and Saka as well. Odegaard, Saka and Jesus and Eddie, Jesus and Martinelli. Relationships are building, really. Ben White and Gabriel and William Saliba at right back and centre back. Obviously, over on the other hand side, if it is to be Zinchenko or Tini with Gabriel and Saliba, Gabriel and Ben White and Saliba, you need different options. The midfield, Xhaka and Partey like Batty and bench in it, so they've been playing together on a significant one. So that's that from the Athletic. Going from Safari back to Google now. Fulham make £8 million breakthrough with Leno set for medical. So we already know that, people. So yeah, man, good luck, Leno, man. You always had integrity. We understand that. You just want to play games. Doesn't seem like there's anything there. Arsenal will look to axe 11 flops, including record transfer Nicolas Pepe and Leno to fund Arteta's spree. I mean, is this anything new necessarily, folks? We know that a bunch of players we're trying to get rid of. A couple of them are not going to make the grade at the football club, but apparently Arsenal will look to axe 11 of those, which can't imagine we don't know. Leno's on his way out. Pepe's easy. Who's headed out on loan, as had Nuno Tavares. Balogun looks set to go to France, where the more tricky ones, really. And to be honest, I'm a bit, as much as it's for the club, and I can understand these guys wanted to stay. There's a lot of finances and the London aspect and being comfortable. But I would have thought a lot of these players have reasons to want to move. Torreira, I would have thought it would have been a formality staying at Fiorentina or going to Italy. Ainsley, a bit different, but I thought considering he's changed agents, like Pepe, I thought we'd just bite the bullet and move on. Bellerin, we knew a bit like Pepe financially. It's a bit of a techie one. I think everyone thought that one was going to drag out. I personally think Marie will. The club were hoping to raise as much as 50 million for that unwanted quintet, but I've yet to receive any firm offers. So it's all peak right now. So yeah, Renison was linked to going to Denmark. Clearly hasn't materialized into anything proper. Big up Freddie Paxton. Apparently, Edu held informal meeting around 2 months ago with the reps for Lucas Paqueta. At the time, Arsenal's priority was to complete Jesus and other, but remains unclear how Arsenal will move after outgoing. So we had talks, but didn't we? 1 minute he wants to sign, then we hear he's rather join Tottenham and somewhere else, people. So, big up my guy Freddie, and make sure you're taking him in. He's obviously got some key quotes there if you want to take them in as well. So looks like the Paqueta things are madness. We do have a crazy skipper curse, and I hope Odegaard, I don't even want to put any negativity into that. Just some William Saliba propaganda, people, got 90 minutes against Sevilla, 90 against Chelsea, 31 against Orlando, 71 against Everton. So, yeah, with Ben White playing right back, circumstances have been fortunate for Saliba. Hopefully he can take advantage. He's yet a point at Arsenal where we had a very good record when Mustafi was playing. How did that end? Forget all of that. Gabriel Jesus, man of the match, 3 goals, 4 shots on target, 50 touches in the 79 minutes he played, 5 dribbles, 3 of those successful, and made 23 passes with an accuracy of 82.1. Class player quality, Donny. Eddie Nketiah and Jesus, between them, have 13 goals in pre-season. You have to apply a pre-season tax, but that is quite nice to hear. I was just on Urbino's Twitter account trying to find related news in relation to what's going on, people. Again, shout out to all these accounts that do a good thing of keeping up to date with all the transfers. Marie was linked with Fenerbahce, hasn't taken the opportunity to go there. Apparently, he's wanted by Valencia, as you can see here. Again, Leno is signing for Fulham. Bellerin wants to terminate his contract, and a meeting with his agent in Arsenal happened this week to talk about it. And I mean, Edu kind of said that is an angle that they're not going to shy away from doing, people. Fabrizio Romano has once again said Leno will undergo medical tests and sign for Fulham this week. Personal terms are agreed. It's a madness. Balogun's to undergo medical in France, which is today. So he's doing his thing, people. Apparently, he rejected offers from the Premier League, which it could have been good, but it all depends what Reims have told you. They're going to use you consistently. Would have loved you to go back to Middlesbrough and work with Chris Wilder, but it's calm. You know, this is a top division. So, yeah, it just seems like that. Again, apparently, negotiations. So let's see. Arsenal have joined Chelsea in the race to Cesare Casadei. I don't know anything about him, people. You know, nothing about him. Hopefully he's talented. I'd imagine there's some. I'm pessimistic on either way, folks. So, yeah, it's just filtered around outgoings, people. So, yeah, it looks like Balogun's going to bring in a loan fee. Tavares has already gone. We're moving with Leno. A couple of other people could go, people. So, yeah, the squad is getting trimmed, which Arteta said. Again, Edu is to hold a meeting over Hector Bellerin's future. Monza want Pablo Mari, which he's got admirers in Italy. Please go and do that, people. They want to sign the 28-year-old on an option on loan with an option to buy. And to be honest, that will be Torreira 3.0, 2.0, because next summer they'll just say he's got a year left on his deal. We're not paying whatever you want. You know, you'd imagine Pablo Mari, Cedric, Nicolas Pepe, these are all contracted until 2024, as is William, Saliba, Martinelli, and Saka. We hope those 3 sign new deals, people. You know, Leicester tried to make a move for Leno. It didn't bang. So, yeah, man, Balogun's going over there to France. Raul de Thomas is set to turn down Premier League advances in favour of returning to Real Madrid. Apparently, Arsenal have been among the English clubs to show an interest in the Espanyol striker. Bayern Munich also keeping an eye on the Spaniard. Arsenal favourites for Gakpo. Arsenal are leading the way in the chase for Cody Gakpo. I mean, we've been hearing that. Apparently, well, it didn't happen. It didn't work in it. So them Leno-Telemann swap was a myth. Bellerin is still in contact with Betis and awaits news from Arsenal. Bellerin continues within the established deadlines at the club. They remain hopeful for a possible return of the right back, although they have to be patient as they are clear that if everything goes according to plan, it'll be an operation that is forged in the last stretch of the market. Time is running in the favour of Betis, and the immobility of the market plays against Arsenal, who begin to assess alternatives to facilitate their exit. A few days ago, it was Edu Gaspar, Arsenal sporting director, who opened the door to the possibility of the winger, I think they mean right back, getting the freedom letter. So let's hope he busts out, man. I mean, if he takes less finances, why not, man? But yeah, Bellerin needs to happen. And again, his agent's in talks to discuss the next strategy, people. And the Catalans are waiting. Apparently, the player does not want to continue at Arsenal, and his priority is still to return to Betis. Although the club itself has told him the difficulty today of registering players, it will therefore be an operation that can be forged in the last days of the market, since the player himself knows that Betis must speed up the exit ram first to release chips. The most important thing is the idea of the player, who has repeatedly transmitted to Betis that he wants to return and is willing to make an economic effort. In addition, these summer months that he is receiving in London would provide him with a greater cushion for this new and lower contract. So again, just playing a bit of chess really, and hope Arsenal break. The longer it takes, the more we'll break into wherever they want. Once again, Monza have been linked with Pablo Maria. I mean, AC Milan, Juventus, Inter Milan, Valencia, Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, Monza. You know, hella clubs have been linked with this guy. Everybody's interested. How many people putting money down? So yeah, Monza's the latest club to be linked with the Donny. Once again, Sampdoria are taking a look at Torreira. You know, again, we are going to be centered around exits. Once again, Pablo Marie, backstory. Apparently, Fenerbahce signed Luan Perez after Pablo Marie refused their proposal. The Arsenal centre-back was their first target. Jorge Jesus wanted him, but the deal is now off. Some clubs interested in him. Arsenal could choose to keep him until January. And again, you look at our last 9 captains, people, you know, hey, you know, you look at that. Gallas got axed. Cesc Fabregas and Van Persie wanted to leave. You know, Mertesacker, Saka, Arteta, and Vermaelen playing. Xhaka and Aubameyang, they kind of went dirt. They kind of got done dirty. And Koscielny, once he left, started acting like one pussy. So yeah, there you have it, people. Allegedly, Ben Jacobs, who said we would do a stream last Thursday, sold dreams, man. Fucking neat. But anyways, apparently he said Sane links were prior to Rafinha, and I think that Arsenal gathered quite quickly when they turned their attention to Rafinha that it's going to be tough to get Sane to move away from Bayern. I think Bayern's preference is still to try and keep Sane. I mean, guys, just talking about players for the sake of it, people. Again, primary target for Sampdoria is Torreira. Arsenal are asking for 8 million euros and have refused a loan. Sampdoria are monitoring the situation with extreme attention and could come with the money they get from Damsgaard sale, which is required. You know, everyone's getting peas and then they start acting. Sampdoria is monitoring the situation with extreme attention, probing the availability of the player who would meet Marco João Paulo and the agent of Pablo Bentancur. The biggest obstacle, however, is Arsenal. The London club, which paid 28 million from Sampdoria back in 2018, does not intend to lend him. Also, because he's in the last year of his contract, or free him for free. The demand continues to be 8 million. So let's see what's going on. If they get peas, maybe something can be done in that regards, people. What's this? I think this is just some Gabriel Jesus propaganda, really and truly. I mean, we know he presses high. We know he knows where the goal is. We know he's a level raiser, a level starter, like they said here. Who knows, man? Odegaard has said he's very proud. He's very proud to wear the shirt, people. He obviously is going to say it's a good performance. He spoke on, confidence being high. He said, I think the confidence is obviously high. We've had some good games. We've beaten 2 good teams now lately, and we're playing well. So, of course, we have a good feeling, but we have to stay calm. We have to stay humble and keep working hard. We know it's not going to be easy, so we have to keep working hard and always being on our toes. That's what it's all about, to push every day. Not a bad start, as he said, for being, lifting the trophy as a captain. He said, of course, I was happy, proud and grateful for the trust and for him wanting me to be the captain. That's a big achievement for me, and it's nice to be part of such a good team, so I'm going to enjoy that. He then spoke on other leaders. He said, yes, of course, it's important we all take leadership. It's not just about me or a few people, but I think everyone needs to take the leadership and do what's best for the team, so everyone's got that. He then said, we've been waiting a while for Crystal Palace. Finally, we've been waiting for that one for a while. We're looking forward to starting again. It's always nice to get back to playing important games. So it's going to be nice, and hopefully we can get a good start. Arteta on the win, Hayes, to play against a team that has been very, very successful in the last few years, that has a huge European experience. We wanted a different test. We have a different way of playing, a different character. I think they mean the games. The games you have to play within the game is something different, and it's good preparation for us. There are many moments within the game that went for us. Obviously, it's a big score, but there's still a lot of things that need to be improved. On the quality of defending, it's about the connection between all the players, all the units, exactly the intensity, the willingness to win the ball as high as possible on the pitch. The more we are, how willing we are when that press is beaten to get back and be compact again. It's just a team effort, and individually and collectively, they are really living the game in every single ball, and this is what we demand them to do. Amen. I mean, obviously, he keeps speaking about Gabriel Jesus for obvious reasons. He said he's fitted in very well. What's going on here? What's Twitch trying to tell me there? He's obviously going to pick him up there, people. He said we are hoping that it's going to happen, but obviously the player has to adapt to a new city, to a new club, to new teammates, and he's done it in a really fast and natural way. You can see the way they look for him on the pitch, on and off the ball, what he's able to transmit as well on that pitch. So I'm really happy. On Odegaard, I think he makes Gabby better, which is lovely to see, and obviously Saka in the mix, and he needs a threat in front of him because he's a player that can find the last someone to make him look better, and I think the connection is already there, and with the wingers too. If we were missing movement up front last season, 100%. We tried to improve the team and recruit in order to get better, and obviously there were things that we didn't have. We tried to get them when we bring people in. We'll develop our players. That's always the objective. On Jesus' role in the team, what are seeing? What people need to proofread this shit. What we are seeing is that everybody, not just Gabby, plays that intensity and that willingness to win the ball. And obviously, when you got 2 games a week and things, we're gonna have to see this. There's question marks how this can be implemented consistently to promote mistakes and to play in the opponent's half as much as possible. You cannot do that if the players at the front are walking. They are not tracking. They don't have that instinct and that intention to provoke things that we want. And Gabby is be an out-and-out forward. He can play out wide. He moves in many different areas in the pitch, but he has to be an out-and-out striker for us. That's what we need. If we're bringing in a next man that's not going to score goals, what's the point? His versatility is well known. We are now using him as a 9. He can play as a winger, off the left and off the right. So he said it there. You can play with 2 strikers as we've done in pre-season as well, and change the shape a bit. He gives us a lot of flexibility. He then spoke on the strength of the squad. We're still hoping to do something else if the market allows us to do that. You've seen some movement in the other direction in the last few days, so we want to get the perfect balance and plan we wanted right at the beginning. Whether we can accomplish that or not is another story, but I'm happy with where we are. On Bellerin following Tavares out, we don't know. We're going. I think it's going to be really important. Obviously, we have recruited Zinchenko in that position, and we have Kieran as well, which is 2 really strong players in that position. And we believe that Nuno's best solution was to do that. On Odegaard, he said, what I've seen over the past 18 months since he's been with us, he's represented the values of this club, the team, the teammates, and the staff in the best possible way. He's displayed an ambition to take this club to a different level, to push this team and contribute within it. And as well, the way he is respected by everyone inside the organization. He's also the captain of his national team, and I think it was the right call. I'm proud to announce that because I think he's a really good person to deliver that commitment to the team. I'm not interested about players taking the knee or not. On pre-season as a whole, we had a mixture of spending time in London and being away. We have played competitive matches against very different opponents and formations and ways of playing and behaviors from teams. We have had different conditions as well. We were in Germany. We had to acclimatize with the weather there. We went to America and it was the same. Now we play with different contexts and atmosphere as well. So in general, I feel like the team is prepared. The ball is going to start rolling on Friday night and it will be a different story. On injured players being ready for Friday, Smith Rowe, Tommy Yasu, and Fabio Vieira, or 2 of the 3, or some people can be on the bench. They'll have to go through what they need this week, and then hopefully we'll have them available. They're lacking minutes, but we'll have to build that up like any other injury that we get during the season. On Zinchenko, people, first of all, his mentality, he's used to winning. Winning is the only thing, and winning in the right way. He's a perfectionist and a really demanding boy. I know him so well, and after that, he brings qualities that we didn't have in the squad. He gives us the option to play within different roles in different spaces, and I'm really happy to have him. Obviously, again, in relation to Arteta, he bigged up the fans for their performances, obviously, in what they did in the 6-0 drumming of Sevilla, people. So, yeah, man, we're getting everything from the fans still. We have shared the minutes across the team in the best way possible. We had another game on Wednesday at Coley, and everyone needs to be fit because things can still happen from here until Friday. Everybody needs to be available and at their best to give the right performance. We're really excited for the season. We know that Friday night is going to be a very different game with a different context and atmosphere. We have to prepare really well for that. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. But in relation to transfer news, again, it seems to be a lot more centered around outgoings, people. 269 likes. Can we get that towards 300? Appreciative for you lot tuned in day out with the guy, people. But in relation to transfer news and what the gaffer has said, that's that. So, yeah, what else you lot saying? bring back Leipzig form for Werner if you could. Charles, hella playground banter, bro. We still have the same midfield three as last season. I'm worried. I mean, if Partey is fit, I'm not worried. Xhaka's durability is there. And obviously you've got Odegaard. Would I like another midfielder or midfielders? Yeah. Opinions on preseason. Saliba looking like a world beater. I mean, the majority of the squad are fit. Confidence is being built. What more could you want? Jesus has fitted in effortlessly. You know, Saliba's a bit unfortunate in that he'd probably be the player of preseason if you can't not say it weren't Jesus. So yeah, man. Kevin Samuels, RP is different. And Sensio's got ability, just can he stay fit, man? Is the other thing. Emre on full crud, bro. Safe. I'm just seeing what you lot were typing, people. Of course. What's FPL saying? Information will be out tomorrow. Speaking of Lissandro, I watched a bit of him playing yesterday, and he's tiny, but his positioning looks good. Does Saliba start on Friday? I'd imagine so. Genuinely, I think Arsenal will finish top 4 at the end of the season. We all hope so. DG feeling a lot more secure with White at right back than Cedric. 100%. I'd rather Ben White. I remember Ben White being quite poor in the victory over Chelsea. I won't lie, but yeah, man. On reflection, I would let Bellerin go with no testimonial. I mean, he can get the testimonial he wants, but F all of that, man. Fabrizio just tweeted Chelsea want to hijack Cucurella deal from City. That's lit. And that's what sparks a bidding war for Brighton, so they're laughing. Getting Marie and Bellerin moves almost 200k a week off the books. Marie at 75, 80, and Bellerin is at 110, 120. The transfer fees are almost irrelevant at this point. Ridiculous salaries. That's the thing, you know. If you're Pablo Marie, as much as I want him to be moved on, are you in a rush to move on? If I don't get favorable terms, whether that is Turkey or Italy or whatever, I'm on good money that I'm not going to get anywhere. If I see out the duration of my contract, which has another 12 months or so, I get a loyalty bonus. I'm in London. I'm 28, you know, so I'm not going to get a big contract elsewhere like that. I can't blame these guys for doing that, man. Hope you're good, Gene. Defensive forward hype. I mean, to be fair, it could be worse. You could have Lukaku. Birmingham fans love Austin Trusty. Hey, big him up. Big him up. Keep him. I read that Maria's cost us over 400k per appearance. Again, this is it. It's not just big money flops like Pepe. It's Williams and listen, I don't know. Don't ask me about I've offered my opinions on Thomas Partey, blood. Like, I don't know. I can't comment on that. Innit? You know, first thoughts goes to the flipping victim or alleged victim, and that's all that should be there. You know, if man are innocent, let it prevail. But I'm not here for none of this. I ain't got nothing. What can I say, blood? Allegedly, Nicolas Pepe has offers from Southampton, Leeds, Newcastle, but he's reluctant to move there. Apparently, no other clubs, including Sevilla, has proposed a serious offer for him, hence why he would rather stay at the club. But Razy, it's all looking mad. Somebody said, look at Con Marble Halls. So again, I don't know if these guys are safe, but let's go and look at them. Let's see exactly what he said. I can't even find it, mate. Sorry for this, people. I'm actually trying to find it. I mean, on the 25th of July, you know, on the 22nd of July, he said, you know, getting really good signals from those close to Yuri Teller. Anyone could tweet this. Again, I hope he's right. I don't know him from nowhere. It's nothing personal. It's just, I don't know you. Player just waiting on Arsenal. Was told player was aware that Arsenal would wait late in the window to drive price down. Big contract on offer to the Belgium. He's waiting on Arsenal move, which is imminent. It's not really imminent, is it really? He said on the 25th, Arsenal are in constant talk, with the agent of Yuri Tellermans. Club will 100% move by the day. Small update for you. I mean, one of the worst well-kept secrets. No update on this for all who asks. He's on the top list for Arsenal for the centre mid position. Arsenal the mid, Yuri being their top talent, their top target in that position. Once I hear any more, I'll be sure to let you all know. So yeah, you got to take that with a pinch of salt, really and truly, people, and accept that at face value, sort of thing. But if you do, then that's that, innit? What am I gonna have for lunch? Sorry, people. Listen, I don't know if these dons are reliable or not. I don't know them from nowhere, bro. So yeah, man, opinions on Arteta. What are 3 of his strengths? I don't know, man. 3 of his strengths, I would say he sticks towards his guns, rightly or wrongly. He sticks to what he believes in. I do think he gives confidence to players if you like him. And I do like his intensity and his passion. Weaknesses are sometimes I think he doesn't rotate enough. Sometimes I don't think there's enough urgency to want to get to certain successes on the pitch. As much as I can see what your team is developing into at this moment in time, I don't know what it is. I think you have to try and look at it in depth a bit too much to just simply answer the question, what is Mikel Arteta's Arsenal? And I think if you've got to do that, football is not a complicated game like that. I think Telemans is probably more what Arsenal need, but Paqueta, bro. Brazilian bias and all sorts, man. Brazilian bias and all sorts. Why cancel when you can fetch a fee makes no sense. Even that, you know, even that, Pablo Marie might say, you know what, give me some favourable terms. I'm sure at 28, if he could get a decent payoff from Arsenal, he'd go somewhere else and whatnot. But yeah, man, are you giving up on that? You got about another 18 or so months on that deal until 2024. Are you going to give that up? The streets are going to eat this season, DG. Havertz, Haaland, Nunez are all on the menu. So is Jesus. You know, everyone's going to get targeted, man. Big up, DG. In my opinion, we need to bring in 4 more players, a right back, centre mid, centre back, 6 and an 8, and a right winger. I hear that. Watching the top 6 clubs matches during this preseason, I personally feel Arsenal players play better football, and I hope they can be carried on to the league. And if they had 2 or 3 players, we are good. I hope that. Like I had every opportunity, brother. No, come on, bro. DG, say you got 4 moves to make from now to the end of the window. Buy or sell. What moves are you making? It's very difficult, but if you could get Fabian Ruiz / Telemans done, why not? That's where I'd start. That's a good question. And to be honest, you put me on the spot. Hopefully, Patino will shine in cup competitions. Hopefully, but are you going to get minutes? Because, you know, if Lokonga and El Nene aren't playing, then them man are going to play Europa League. And maybe Patino gets to play in, as the 3rd man in midfield. Maybe he comes off the bench. In reality, it's not really that wavy, is it really? Faircomb's going to be the litness. To be fair, they normally have paninis, man. So I'm going to go get a panini in terms of the meal deal. Shout out to, you know, Pauline. Shout out to England's women's team for bringing it home. I'm convinced Berhe just checks Sky Sports and decides who to be after 0 planning. This guy's talking ish DG. Every summer there's a new fake in the know. I hear that, man. That's what, beyond just being a talking point, there's nothing else in it. We're live at 4:30, by the way, to Play FM, people. Or nothing drop. I swear Thursday, the day before we play. I'm sure it's Thursday. I might be wrong. Google that. Don't let me lie to you. But I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. We finally did, didn't we? Finally did. What else have we got? Thing I saw quite a lot from the Emirates was how fluid our front 3 was. I see Jesus dropping left wing and right, Martinelli down the middle. This is what we need. The most positive sign so far for me is that I feel confident and positive going into most games. Feel good factor at the Emirates is higher than it has been for some time. With the money we have already spent and the little we can get for those unwanted, we need to now move 3 on before getting more first team reinforcements. I hear that. I hear that. Like I never got the minutes. I already saw that. We all know that's a lie, bro. Like we're lying to ourselves now, man. We can make comments without lying, man. To be fair, Cucurella interest was reported before the takeover. If Jesus stays fit, he's going to do beautiful things. Amen. The full episodes release schedule is as followed. Thursday, the 4th of August, is episode 1 to 3. Next week, it will be 4 to 6. And the week after, it's 7 and 8. Calm, we'll be watching that. Who's winning Love Island? Probably Davide and whatnot. Laka was finished, bro. That's it. Are we doing watch-alongs for Spurs and City? When's that? The City playing today? Spurs, don't know what Spurs for you have to. Are you talking about the Newcastle game, or is there some friendlies I don't know about? Because in Spurs is Tottenham fixtures. Let me see what they're bringing out. Southampton. Oh, you meant all or nothing? Yeah. Why not? I keep telling you, lot, dreams. Why not? I haven't watched them properly. Why not? I was about to say, am I missing out something? Why not? Pepe needs to bust out, go play football. Pepe would be the perfect replacement for Rafinha at Leeds. What's my man doing holding bench, being full choice behind some youths? He should respect himself. Bless DG. I do fear we may regret not signing a centre mid like Telemans or Milinkovic-Savic. Another forward would be good, but there's still time. Appreciate that, my guy. I love your content, and the amount of work you put in for preparation shows both your dedication to Arsenal fans and respect for us. My guy, man. My guy. And if you're not an Arsenal fan, it's still love same way, man. It's still love same way. It's still love. What's the time? Watch party settings 100%. What's the time, though? 1:22. Do you know what? Yeah, just shy of 300 likes. You lot done me dirty. I can't lie. I'm hungry now, people. It's brunch settings. So with that, obviously, your talking points have been amazing. We've gone over what we can go over with Arsenal. Yeah, man. Again, as much as I like talking about transfers and talking points, it's really just being here with you lot. So as usual, thank you to those of you who have been tuned in across not only YouTube, but Twitch as well. Twitch gang, at 4:30, we're playing Football Manager. It's pre-season and it's a bit meaty. So yeah, I'll be live for that, man. Yeah, I heard Spurs did lose to Roma. Mourinho had to go out, and then my Spurs brethren, he was talking was last month. Now he's a bit pessimistic. Do you think Mola will make Arsenal's first team? Nope. Quite convinced. Nope. I could be wrong. What do I know? But nope. I don't think him, Mika Berev, none of these guys are going to touch first team. You know, I actually very much doubt a lot of these guys are going to make Arsenal's first team. Half the guys that I spend my time talking with you lot, but I want to be proven wrong. I always say, you know, I want a first team 11 of Haaland boys. I want 25-man squads of Haaland boys, which is, it's impossible, but that should be the dream. That's what we should be aspiring to do, man. So yeah, man, you lot big up yourselves for all the questions, talking points, etc., etc. I'll catch you lot in a bit, people. So yeah, stay blessed, stay safe, have a good Monday. Not much more to say there, man. One love for hitting 300 likes. Peace, people. Again, I'm saying peace, but I don't know how we get out of it. Phil, you ain't missed much, really. You ain't missed much. But yeah, on that note, let me get something to eat, folks.
There's always just that active red light defending. I think it's like